Kyoto, an extraordinary city, is often viewed as the most beautiful city in all of Japan, and quite possibly the entire world for various reasons. Kyoto is the one city of Japan rich in traditional Japanese culture and structures. Today I will introduce you to Kyoto as it was presented to me, many of the wondrous sights and experiences you will find here. Please stay tuned and you will see how we spent 4 days and 3 nights in and around Kyoto, seeing Buddhist temples, Shinto shrines, their marketplace, and much more. Come follow me as we tour Kyoto, Japan. Now leaving Osaka and headed to Kyoto for this 30-minute train ride. These guidelines on the grounds for passengers and the barriers that keeps people from the tracks before the train arrives make safety superior to most places I've seen in the US. These massive train stations are overwhelming and intimidating with all the signs, information, and people everywhere. We have adapted, and when we got stuck, we just asked for help because they are super friendly here. Okay, we have finally made it here for 3 nights. Now the story of Kyoto begins. After leaving the train station, it's time to make way to the Daiwa Roynet Hotel, which is a baseball throw away from Kyoto Station. All the employees were very nice, the layout was easy to navigate, and the rooms provided much more space than the hotel room in Osaka. It's time to grab this cash, IC card, and make way on this bus and head into town to find something tasty to eat. In Kyoto, like in most of Japan, the restaurants will display a menu outside for you to view, and it's often in kanji and English, but not always. Here in Kyoto, make sure your translator app is ready because many menus are only in Japanese. In Kyoto and all of Japan, they are big on hand sanitizing before entering restaurants. Cash is definitely king here, especially in small villages in the Kyoto prefectures. Be sure to keep it handy. Good morning, Kyoto. Up and at it early and ready to head to the Saga Arishiyama station, which is about a 45-minute train ride from Kyoto Station. If you're taking a short trip and don't want to drag your luggage around, consider storing it in one of these lockers for a small fee. It's such a beautiful spring March day to take a stroll through Arishiyama's streets and enjoy the sights. We have arrived at the doorstep of the first stop, which is the one-of-a-kind bamboo forest. This is the first time I've ever seen this many bamboo sprouting this tall from the ground. It's such a captivating and calming sight. Bamboo has been an important plant and tool used in Asian culture for many years. Who's into chopsticks? Well, I sure am. This store has one of the best collections and varieties I've seen and witnessed in all of Japan. Just like in Osaka, there are no public trash cans anywhere in sight. Kyoto City as a whole isn't very walkable, although while in a district such as Arishiyama, it's very walkable. Kyoto is a very well-preserved, blast in the past cultural experience that you won't find densely concentrated in one area. Now taking this unexpected nature hike off the side of this mountain to Arishiyama's monkeys. Let's check it out. Walking up the side of this mountain was definitely unexpected. And man, it definitely got the heart racing a little bit. But as you'll see, there are several rest points where people are taking breaks. Finally at the top of this mountain, goodness gracious. Man, but the cherry blossoms up here are absolutely beautiful. The view from way up here of the town and the mountain ranges in the background is simply breathtaking. Inside that building over there is where you can find snacks and fruits to feed the monkeys while staying within the building to feed them. Now it's time to head back down this mountain and see about trying to find some food and hopefully something good and tasty. Wow, it's much more crowded now than earlier, with so many people with masks on, even the ones driving by themselves. It's crazy. If I hadn't said it before now, the natives here in Kyoto and all of Japan has made us feel very comfortable without enduring any strange looks. Super polite and extremely respectful. Time to run and hop on this bus and make way to the very most infamous and a must on your itinerary, Kinkaku-Ji Temple, also known as the Golden Temple. After a bit of confusion, we are now here at the Golden Temple's doorstep. Let's get it. Just around this corner is Kinkaku-Ji Temple, and yes, it is real gold on those top 2 layers. If I haven't mentioned it before now, this jet lag thing, these 13 hours, is really real. It's a real thing and not to be underestimated. To be completely honest with you, I could easily stretch out on this grass and take a nap in front of all these people. After leaving the temple and standing on this bus stop, it's taking me back to high school days as we make our way to Nishiki Market, which should be about a 30-minute ride. Just like in Osaka, when riding the bus, you will get on the bus at the back door and you will pay at the front door when you reach your destination. Making a short and unintentional pit stop at Daramari, the desserts look absolutely amazing and tasty. Now just arriving at Nishiki Market to see what's cooking and see all the wonderful varieties of tasty food and treats that can be found. Just like the Kurama Market in Osaka, this Nishiki Market is crowded, man. There's people everywhere. Okay. Anybody out there feel like experimenting with me? After window shopping through most of it, now it's time to double back and find something tasty to eat. After getting some solid rest and breakfast, the Fushimi Inari Shrine will be the day's first stop. At first glimpse at these massive structures, it makes me feel like I was transported back to the Edo period. Get here close to the sunrise to avoid all these people, which will allow you to maneuver a lot easier. Kyoto has well over 1,600 Buddhist temples and 400 Shinto shrines, which makes up the two major religions practiced in Japan. I can't begin to imagine the effort, the manpower, and time it could have took to engineer these structures way up here on this mountain. Plus, they go way up and around this mountain, as you'll see on this mountain range map. A whole lot of walking. Here on the right are multiple shrines constructed out of stone for people to pray at. This is next level craftsmanship from long ago. Walking around Kyoto in the daytime and the evening, just like Fuji, Osaka, and Tokyo, I felt beyond safe and didn't have any real concerns about any crime or issues. Now it's time to leave this area and walk through and check out the street food vendors right outside. About to jump on this train, then find and ride this bus and head towards the Gion district and the tea ceremony, what I've read and heard so much about. Just now pulling up to the Gion district, and I am so excited to walk through this area and check out all this authentic nostalgia. If I only had just one day to spend in Kyoto, it would be exploring all around this Gion district, the Nishiki Market, as well as walking through the Potonko Alley, and I hope I pronounced that right. These old world buildings still preserved is simply amazing. It gives such an organic presence to this area of Kyoto. Nowadays, there is roughly 1,000 geishas left in Japan, mostly living in and working in Kyoto and Tokyo. Geishas are married to their profession. If they were to take a husband, they would have to quit. Seeing the locals dressed in kimonos throughout Kyoto made it feel more organic to long ago. Here in this shot where the tea ceremony is held, I'm going to be looking around at some of these tools that we possibly use later. Being a part of and learning the depths and history of this tea ceremony was absolutely rewarding. This lovely lady was very thorough and very patient with all of us. Easily one of the highlights of this Kyoto trip. The tea that was used is called matcha and is very popular here in Japan. But I will tell you, to be honest with you, it wasn't a favorite of mine and I really didn't enjoy it too much. My stomach over here is hangry right now, and after all this movement and walking, it's time for us to find something tasty to eat. One thing's for sure, you'll find street vendors and street food just about everywhere in all the popular areas. This Camel River promenade seems like the perfect chill spot this spring afternoon. Here at the doorstep of Potonko Alley, one of Japan's most iconic and old world and famous alleyways. Some of the most authentic Japanese restaurants are said to be found here on Potonko Alley. Also to add that it's quite possibly the best ramen may be found here in Kyoto. Make sure to RSVP because the restaurants are small and they fill up quickly and have cash handy. Most of the restaurants here along this alley don't have the menus in English, so you want to keep your translator app on deck. In conclusion, 3 nights was a good amount of time to explore Kyoto, although 4 nights would have been close to perfect in order to see all the main attractions and grapple with that bothersome jet lag. Kyoto and its people are easily one of the most beautiful cities I've ever visited, and look forward to the next time. If you have any questions or requests, please leave it in the comments below. Please take a few minutes to check out Visiting Osaka, Japan, as this city was amazing. I'll leave a link down in the description below. Thank you for tuning in and watching until the end. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Next up is Nara, Japan. See you then.